I find catharsis in producing the music. The hardest part and the part I am the least comfortable with as a musician is playing in front of a crowd. It's a lot for me. When I started playing the ukulele, it kind of came as not a plan or intention thing. I, as an adult, had to move back in with my parents in less than ideal circumstances with my infant. And the first Christmas that I was there, my brother and sister-in-law gifted me a little ukulele. And I started just learning in my bedroom as a way to distract myself from everything else that was going on in my life at the time. It was a high stress time and a hard season, but in a more like real way than music had ever been. Learning this instrument and learning songs that I cared about became not just something forced on me, but something that I was doing for myself. I was able to take my evenings after my daughter went to sleep and just play the ukulele. Because I was cut off from a lot of what had been my support system at that time, my support system online became where I was reaching out to people. So I started posting these covers on just my personal Instagram, and eventually that didn't really gain a following so much as that people were really supportive of what I was doing, and it gave me a drive to, I want to continue doing this. And what started as comfort became hobby for me really quickly. Ooh, is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Ooh. How close to the edge am I allowed to be?
I don't like to admit that I can't quite recall the last thing that I said to you. With that early morning to that breakfast diner, a rush down the hallway to an elevator, and I'm not scared, no, I'm not scared, but I'm not scared, I guess. Couldn't help but feel just a little disappointed at the cards that stacked against you. Couldn't they be kinder on an average morning in the early September? My uncle was driving, Christ, I still can't remember. And I'm not scared, no, I'm not scared, but I'm not scared of that. And I hope to God it was something like I love you, see you in try to get some rest soon. Hope to God it was something like I love you. See you in the morning. Try to get some rest. I hope you're not scared. No, you're not scared. But if you're not scared, well, know that I'm not scared. No, I'm not scared. But I'm not scared like you. Some days I wake up as if it's 10 years ago. You're working in the garden or playing the piano. And you're not scared, so I'm not scared. But maybe I'm not scared still.
So about 8 years ago, my partner Leah Alexander, she started building what became Split Rock Trail. So she was trying to build a trail from just past the Colson Cove parking lot to the lighthouse, just to see if she could make it through and create an area that people could enjoy and hike and enjoy nature and enjoy this, beautiful coastal scenic area. The Nature Conservancy asked if we would be willing to take over the previous group, so we formed Explore Lorneville to take over the lighthouse. So we own and maintain the lighthouse and work on the trails in the area. And General Musquash area was used as a stopping place for resources by Indigenous peoples, and there were some seasonal camps, evidence of seasonal camps back in the day. The first lighthouse at this location was built in 1878, finished in 1879, and Charles Ham was the first lighthouse keeper here. Since then, there's been some changes. This current lighthouse was built in 1959, and the Foghorn a few years later. Our goal is just to keep the area as wild as possible, just to build single-track hiking trails that people can hike and run and explore, and the lighthouse being restored, and so many people enjoying the area. It's great to have that support, and it's really allowed us to show off this cool part of the city that we live in.
Even though a lot of my songs, as personal as they are to me, and as sad as they are and all that stuff, I like hearing when people say, this makes me think about my sister, this makes me think about, my mother, my father. Because there was a time that I was writing songs, especially Not Scared, where it's so difficult for me to gift that song to other people, because that one specifically is about my father, who I lost when I was young. So sometimes with songs, it's very easy to say, here, take this, I want to know what you see in it. But there is that double-edged sword of writing about personal things, allowing the vulnerability of saying, this is what I'm giving you, but I guess you can use it as much as you want and interpret it the way you want. But I think it's important as a musician to allow the listeners to interpret.
Lover, don't be sad when I cry. I've just been breathing, waiting for your leaving. Leaving.
Can I begin again? I'm really good at knowing my own songs.
Lover, don't be sad when I cry. I've just been breathing, waiting for your leaving. And sister, don't be mad if I get cross. I'm always aching, so close to breaking. And mother, please don't try to understand. I'll be home soon. I'll be home for dinner. And father, If I had any words left, who knows what they'd be. I wish you knew me. Please stay back at arm's length. It's where I feel safe. But I'll be close from where I am at the end of my outstretched hand. Family, if you look, do you see the person standing here? Or a memory of the limit of a line above her head that made her feel small and at times unwanted. Please stay back at arm's length is where I feel safe. But I'll stay close from where I am at the end of my outstretched hand. You know who you are, and I'll leave you to your hurting and your crying, denying. You can't touch me, and you can't have me anymore, and I owe you nothing. It's nothing. Please stay back at arm's length is where I am safe, and I'll be free from where I am at the end of my outstretched hand. Oh, please stay back at arm's length is where I am safe, but I'll be free from where I am at the end of my outstretched hand.
The first few songs that I wrote about were direct reflections of where I was and what was going on in my life at the time. The first song I wrote was inspired by a painful breakup. The second song that I ever wrote was an ode to me being a bit of a hermit in response to some of the stuff that I've been through in my life. With songs like Arm's Length, especially hearing so many people say that they slot their own family members or their own people in their lives into, I guess for lack of a better word, the characters in the song, it is incredible to me that a song that's based in something that's so like personal to my own life can be so adaptive to everyone. And that's part of the reason I don't attribute like this is exactly what this means, this line only can mean this, because I don't want that. I think with a lot of music and a lot of lyrics, the reason that people are drawn in by the artists that they like is because they can see some of their self in what they've written about.
Oh, dream time, baby, come and save me. I need you like just beneath my bed, and I hum it out of tune like always, 'cause I can't keep time with string all wrapped around my hands. Oh, dream time, baby. Dream time, baby. Dream time, baby. Dream time, baby.
I have jokingly said to people that the hardest part and the part I am the least comfortable with as a musician is playing in front of a crowd. It's happening all at once and everybody's watching, and it's a lot for me. It's overwhelming a lot of the time, but because St. John is so small sometimes, I know that a lot of the people that I play for here are people that know me, and I find comfort in knowing that I'm often playing for at least a small portion of my friends. I find like catharsis in producing the music, because at the end of the line, it's like I can close the book, close the chapter, and say, I processed that out, and now anybody else who's listening to it, if they're processing something, they can use it to get past or ruminate on it more and get to a better place, I guess, because the process of developing the EP and producing the EP helped me get to a better place with a lot of what the songs were about. The first time that Arm's Length was ever played on the radio, and I listened in my pajamas with my daughter, and she looked at me and said, Mom, are you a singer just like me? Watching her try and figure out what's going on is the funniest and the most heartwarming thing about all of this, is having my daughter watch me and her process it at the same time that I'm processing, like, wait, not everybody like goes to work and then goes and records songs and then on the weekends records a music video and then like gets their kid like packs a lunch. Living like real life while this is happening, it's really eye-opening, because musicians who are just starting out, they're all trying to live real life and pursue their dream at the same time. And it's a balancing act, and it's fun for me, but it can be a lot of work too.